Not, oh, he's a bad boy, but he's a bad guy. He's a dude that you do not need to be around. Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Autumn and welcome to another video. Today I wanted to talk about dark romance. I personally love dark romance. I actually want to write my own dark romance novel. But I wanted to talk about the icky side of dark romance, the dark romance part that's a little too dark and it actually just should have stayed in your brain, or you could have wrote it better. I will say that. The part of dark romance that I'm talking about is like legitimate SA. The main character is we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it. Don't worry. Dark romance kind of goes deeper into the bad boy, like it's more than just like, oh, the bad boy main character, but these men usually are not good men. Like, not, oh, he's a bad boy, but he's a bad guy. He's a dude that you do not need to be around. And you don't need to, there's some books, like, I kid you not. I was trying to read a book today when I was cleaning. I turned on the audiobook and I was like, okay, the prologue, the main character was like in a gang or something and the other gang caught them. I kid you not, this was the prologue, okay? And SA'd her. I was like, oh my God. I'm thinking, oh, the main character must be like a different person that's gonna like save them out of this predicament, or like be understanding to it or something like that. No. Chapter one was the SA'er. Like, what? 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 I turned it off. I was like, whoa, what? On top of that, the essay was also very descriptive and the dialogue was very disturbing. And I was like, this is too far. I love dark romance, but this is too far. I'm not romanticizing this. I'm not romanticizing SA. I'm not romanticizing that at all. However, if you like, good grief, Nevessa, I think that's her name, Nevessa Allen, I love this book series. Um, it's because the main character, yeah, he does some questionable things. They all three do. I haven't read I haven't read the last book. It just came out a couple months ago, and I haven't had a chance to read it yet. But I've read these two, and the main characters, they're questionable, but they're not SAers. They're not. They really do love and want the best for their woman. They just do questionable things, but at the same time, I feel like those questionable things is what is attractive to us women. You know what I mean? Um, but we wouldn't want that stuff in real life. And people are like, oh, well, if you don't want it in real life, then why read about it and fantasize about it and yada yada. And I'm just like, the same reason we fantasize about the lottery and stuff. Like, I actually never want to win the lottery. That's why I never buy a ticket, because the lottery comes with like so much blah blah blah. Like that's a whole different story on itself. But what I'm saying is that just because we don't want that exactly doesn't mean that we wouldn't want someone with that type of, I wouldn't say personality, but like those traits in general kind of thing. Get into like my personal icks. Like, when I mean icks, I mean like I will put the book down and never read it again. And just like ugh. But there are some things that I will just continue to read anyway because I'm there for the plot and not for ugh. For example, there's one book that I had read. It was like a murder mystery, dark romance, like someone died and like this person, we were trying to figure out who the killer was, and I was like, oh, cool. But the main character was also, it was a dark romance, and I was like, oh, yeah. But it was still a really good book. I really did enjoy it. There was just a couple things that I was like icked out about. And I was like, oh my gosh, they could have wrote this 10 times better. This character could have been 10 times better. But I'm gonna get through this book anyway because I'm here for the plots, not for those people who are in the book, because they just were too much. I think one thing that annoys me so bad is that the main character, the man, because it's 90% of dark romance is heterosexual relationships, and the main character is a man that he pursues the woman, and these are the things that annoy me to death. For one, the man is always perfect. He somehow can never get hurt, somehow doesn't have insecurities, or his biggest insecurity is like being seen as weak. That's it. And like a lot of time, like I will kid you not, I've read books where like this man was a whole murderer. Can I say that? unaliver. I don't know. But this man was a whole serial killer kind of, man kind of thing. And he didn't even have childhood trauma. He had good parents. I'm like, then what is the point? What are you doing this for? Like, you don't even have a good backstory and you somehow can take out 20 men by yourself? What? I why? Why are we writing this? And on top of that, the men are usually tall, dark, and handsome, but they're not. Like, just because they're handsome doesn't mean that like we should pursue them. There's a lot of handsome men out there. Doesn't mean I want to get in their pants. I think one thing that really annoys me is that the man, as soon as he sees the main character, the other main character, hasn't even spoke to her, hasn't nothing. Literally sees her across the room, and it's like, I instantly want her, and she's gonna be mine. Sir, get a grip. She might not want you, and that's okay. Why you? She has to be mine. No, stop. And he's always horny. Like, I don't. What? Why are you so horny, sir? Why are you so horny? Like, calm down. Calm down. Put your thing back in your pants and calm down. You haven't even spoke a word to this woman, and you already want to do things to her. You don't even know what her voice sounds like. Like, you haven't even stepped close enough to see if she stinks. I'm To be honest, she might be the biggest bitch in the room. You don't know, and you instantly want her. No, no, stop. But I don't believe that you would be able to look at somebody and know that you're gonna marry that person. To be honest, you like love and all that kind of stuff is a conscious decision that you make every single day. I'm gonna be with you, but not even knowing her, suspicious. And another thing, like for example, Twilight. When I watched Twilight and I read the books, and well, I didn't read the books. I will be honest, I never read a Twilight book in my life, but when I watch all the Twilight movies and stuff, I wasn't on either one of their sides because I was like, well, Edward is manipulative. That's such a hard word, but he manipulates Bella, and so does Jacob. He kind of has anger issues, so I'm like, I don't vote for either one of those people, and that kind of trickled down to what we have today with all of our dark romance, and it's these manipulative men who will do anything to get the woman, and it's only for their own gain. They don't even care if the woman wants them or not. Usually the woman does after the fact. Sometimes, a lot of times, the woman actually runs away multiple times until she's finally like, oh, but he has a soft side. Where? And even if, so what? This man is not good. He's been stalking you for months. He's been doing this and doing that. Like, no. I will say there are a few. Like I said, these books in general are really good to me. I like okay, the main women are actually pretty good. I like the main women as well because like usually the women are really weak. Like there's no other way to put it because they're always like, I need this knight in shining armor to help me and to protect me and things like that. And as much as I love my man protecting me, I don't need him. I want him. And at the end of the day, you know, nobody is fully capable of taking care of themselves. No one is fully capable of that? So it's like, bro, like this whole guy is fully capable, but this woman, it, she seems like she can't even open a jar of pickles by herself. You know what I mean? Like, like girl, why are we writing women so weak, so oblivious, very oblivious? Like for example, there's like a couple books where I've read, and the woman knows she's being stalked. Like the um male main character, he will like leave a note or leave the door open or shit this like roses at a door or pearls on the side table or something that lets the woman know I'm being stalked. Someone's in my house while I'm sleeping. And instead of the woman calling the police, trying to do something about it. I mean, there are a few women who like do call the police and all that kind of stuff, and like the police literally don't do anything, which yeah, that's pretty accurate. Uh, but instead of, trying to figure out where, who this is and stuff like that, they go running to the same person who's stalking them and cries to them about it, not knowing. If I was being stalked, I wouldn't tell a freaking soul except the police. And even then, I wouldn't even trust them wholly. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna get a click, click, and kabow. You know what? I'm gonna get a click, click, and kabow. That's it. I'm not doing that. So it's just like these women, they're like, oh, I'm being stalked. Oh well, I'm moving. I'm moving. I'm gone. I'm not sleeping anymore. But the women are just like, oh no, oh well. And I will say there's like quite a few women that like actually do something. For example, these bucks, they figure it out, they do something about it, they defend themselves, and these guys who freaking stalk them, it's usually for like a good reason, or I wouldn't say good reason, but I mean like okay, I see where you're coming from. It's like non-selfish. I will say that's what I mean by good. It's like not selfish. I'm not stalking you because I want to see you like changing your clothes or some creepy shit, but I'm stalking you because I know you're in danger from like a mafia or something. Like I know that you need to be watched and I can't watch you 24/7. So I hid cameras in your house. And like, do we want that in real life? Absolutely freaking not, because it happens every day in Airbnbs and shit like that. But those creeps are creeps because they just want to be creeps. And these men, I mean, they're not real. So, I mean, whatever. But these men just want to, protect their women in a way, even though they should and could just do it with consent. It just, it's not that hard to ask for consent. Just ask, hey, can I? And yes and no. You know what I mean? Like, and if the answer is no, leave it alone. But that's the real thing, is like a lot of dark romances, they like push limits way too hard. I mean, like, they like, oh, I'm gonna out, I'm gonna out a book. I'll say it's a series. I think it was 2 books. Um, it was I can't remember the freaking author. I'm gonna try to find the author name and shit. But I know it's called Once You're Mine. I read both books and I was pissed off the entire freaking time I was listening to it, because I was listening to it while I was like working and stuff. The main character killed her father, right? Right? Because he thought he was doing some justice, because like he was convicted as like, her father was convicted, or whatever, and he was like, oh, I'm gonna like, take him out because the court system is stupid or some shit, right? Um, so kills her father, and that's where we start at the beginning. Like that already happened, and now I'm going to literally stalk her, use her, control her entire freaking life. Like, you here's your cell phone, and like literally just controlling her, tracking her, um won't let her leave and stuff like that. Eventually we know that like she gets in danger because the same person that actually was responsible for killing her father or some shit was after her, and the dude knew. But instead of just telling her, like being open and honest about everything, I had to read 2 books to figure out what was going to happen. And by the end of book 2, I mean, I was like, why are you together? After you found out that this man killed your father. On top of that, he got her pregnant. He got her pregnant. That's my biggest ick. That's my biggest pet peeve. And is when they don't use condoms. Like, they explicitly say that they're not using anything. You know what I mean? Like, if we just rub past it and don't even have the concept of like, if we don't even have the concept of pregnancy and all that kind of stuff, I'm just like, whatever. It's a book. It's a book. Explicitly, you're like, oh, I'm just not going to use one. Excuse me? Or I'm like, oh, I'm on birth control. What? Why? Why? I can't stand that. I can't stand it. I really can't stand it. You know what I mean? Like, these people are just reckless. They're just reckless. And it's all because of what? Of what? Of what? Why are you so reckless? I don't understand. The main character's package is always huge. Like, why do we always have to make it huge? What's wrong with average size? What's wrong with it's good enough? Like, it's always, oh my god, it's gonna be too big. It's gonna hurt. I'm so scared when he whips it out. It's just like huge. Like, it's giving. I'm a little cute little petite little woman. I'm a cute little woman. Just like, why are they always big? Why are they always big? Why can't we just have normal size? Why are they always huge? Like when they describe them, I'm just like, are you gonna? Are we? Are, are they gonna get hurt? Like, what's happening? Why? Why? I think really is like the annoying part is like it's usually always the man chasing. Like he's just doing and doing and doing without actually like doing anything nice. Like I'm gonna buy you flowers, but it's only because I'm like you don't know who they from. Like flowers just arrive on your doorstep and you're like, oh my god, how nice. But I have a stalker. Who the fuck sent these flowers? You know what I mean? Instead of I'm getting my woman flowers because I'm nice. I'm getting my woman flowers because I love her. You know what I mean? Because I'm like trying to court and date and get to know her and stuff. No, it's always from the the mask of I'm the stalker, or whatever. Like it's usually there's never any kind gestures other than like trying to find it's usually like one of their parents were killed or their brother or somebody was killed, and that's the whole theme. Like we're the real plot aside from the romance is usually a murder mystery, and that's why I love these books so much is that they are usually murder mysteries, or there's like some other kind of plot happening during the romance. So it's a romance book, but there is like the other kind of plot that like really is like more intriguing than the actual romance, where the romance ties into the plots. As I said, like dude had killed her father and whatever. So I'm over here like, dang, now I have to listen to the whole book because I have to figure out how does she react when she finds out that he is the one who killed her father, and then it gets worse and worse and worse. And then I'm like, I'm a whole book in and I'm so invested, but I regret all of these hours of listening to this dang book because no way. I'm not here for their love story because there is no love. There is no love. That's just abuse. It's straight up abuse. You know what I mean? Like there's no kindness. There's there's no there's no kindness without them trying to get something from it. But I do understand why I do understand why we read these books and stuff, like the concept of a big, strong, burly guy that's coming to save us and provides everything. Oh yeah, they're always rich. Like they're always rich, always handsome, always tall. It's like, can we have a short, fat guy that's like kind of poor? Not poor, but like working class. Like you know what I mean? But no one wants that because it's not a fantasy. And like I get the fantasy. I get the bad boy. And I can't remember where I've heard this before, but it's always been in my mind where women want bad boys and whatever, the bad guy, the biker dude or whatever, because dang, what is the quote? Whoa. A good man will sacrifice himself to save the world. A bad boy or a bad guy, whatever, will burn the world to save you. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't know. But I heard that and I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Because women are so obsessed with having like a man completely obsessed with them. They want someone who is obsessive with them because we want someone to, we want more than just monogamy, we want someone who doesn't have a life. We want them to be our life and we to be their life, you know what I mean? Where if you think about it, it kind of always circles back to um like back in the 1950s, women used to pretty much serve their husbands. And what I mean by that is they cooked, they cleaned, they took care of the kids. They would, the stay at home trad wife kind of thing or whatever. You know what I mean? And I think women just want the reversal. We think that if we have a man who's rich and successful and all that he owns his own business and he has, executives and um all these management and kind of things, that if we need help then he can just drop everything and come to us and run towards us and protect us and have a shoulder to cry on kind of thing. And in reality that's nowhere near it. That's not reality at all. Marriage is about two people having their own lives but choosing to live it together. And I think the real thing is that women are they don't want the traditional life. They don't want I don't want to stay home, cook and clean, and have to take care of kids. I want a man to provide everything. I want a man to do everything for me. And what I say goes, but I also want a man to lead at the same time. And you can't really have both, like you can in reality if you have that, a good marriage. But in these books, you can't have both. You can't have a man that does everything for you, but also leads you. So you're supposed to just play puppy dog and follow him around. it's so contradictive. It really is, because a lot of them are, the woman still gets to go and do what she wants, and she gets to have her career, and the man will pay for her education or pay for her to open her own business or whatever the fuck, because the man gets to provide that, provides the protection, provides this, provides that, on top of still being, a brown noser and upper ass 24/7, you know? And as much as we want that, that's not reality. These men that are not in books, in reality, real men do not have all that. You know what I mean? Like, I love my husband. He is obsessed with me. However, he has his own life. He has his own hobbies and his own aspirations and things like that. We are separate people, And I just never feel like it was right for a main character to a main character woman, she wants to go to college to be a nurse or something, you know what I mean? And that's her aspiration. And the man's like, okay, fine by me. I'll pay for it. And does, you know what I mean? And then you're like, okay, but what does he do? Well, he's a mafia boss. No, what's his aspirations? Like, is that what he wants to do? So to close, to wrap it all up, there's I got a list of like a couple books that I really liked that I've personally read, and like I really like, of course, this series by Navessa. I think it's Navessa Allen. The Lights Out, Caught Up, and Game On. These books are great. They're pretty good. The concept is that um the first book concept, without giving too many freaking spoilers, is that a broken guy and a broken guy and a broken nurse freaking meet each other. But it's not even they meet each other. It was like his roommate's ex or some shit. You know what I mean? And he already knew of her, already met her, yada yada yada. So like that made sense. And then the second book is about the mafia, and the guy essentially either choosing his family and the mafia or choosing the woman, and that kind of thing. And like the bad guy who doesn't want to be a bad guy anymore and chooses to be a better man, chooses to be a good man for his woman. And that's what I like about that. I haven't read this one yet, but I also know it's about mafias and stuff. But these are really pretty good books. Of course, all of these books are like spicy. Read the trigger warnings because they do get like strange. So another series that I love, I actually love more than these, but I just listened to all four of these books. And I don't know what the series. Oh, the series is called Slaycation, but the books is Sinner's Retreat. What's the other books called? I don't even fucking remember. No, yeah, Slaycation. I think. I don't know. I'll try to find a picture or something. But they're all written by Lauren Buell. Buell. That doesn't sound right. It doesn't feel right on my fucking tongue. But all those books are written by Lauren Buell. Oh my god. Sinner's Retreat series or Slaycation series or whatever. They're written by Lauren Buell. And those books are really good. They're about a group of serial killers, and they go to an island and slaughter. They have like a field day. However, it has has morals, meaning like they pedophiles and stuff like that. You know what I mean? PDF. Yeah, they PDF files and essayers and stuff like that. So like there is some kind of that, but it's like a rom-com dark romance kind of thing, but it's also very um very graphic, to be honest. Like, but I personally enjoy that, but it's not for everyone. It goes into detail about how they people. So you have to be very careful with that series. I personally love it. It's given me so much inspiration, and I cannot wait to write my book. That's kind of like that or whatever. That's gonna be amazing. A couple books that I absolutely hated. Okay, let me say that back. I won't say hated because I freaking read the books, but some of the books that I'm like, you know what, this was a good book, but they could have changed 100 different things to make it better. For one, is to change the main character, the main male character, because what the fuck? Why was he X, Y, and Z? All the X, you know what I mean? Like all the X. Once Your Mind series, I don't even remember that motherfucking name, but get him out of here. I don't want him. I don't like it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Go away. Like, I like the plot because the plot made sense. The plot was cool. But the main character and all of his manipulation bullshit, he can get on somewhere else with that. Another series that a lot of people used to talk about was Haunting Adeline. And I kid you not, that's what got me into dark romance and stuff, because I was like freshly on the internet. But I really did like the book, but the freaking main character was so boring. And he wasn't only boring, but bro, why are you perfect all the time? Like, can you please make a mistake? You don't seem realistic. And I didn't understand most of like Like, and a lot of people were talking about the scene where he up her hoo ha, and I'm like, that's cool as fuck. It's not for everyone. It really isn't. But I will say that was the worst. That was the worst thing that they did in the book. If I'm not mistaken, like that's the craziest that their schmecks got. To be honest, like it kind of got boring after that. I was like, oh okay, well this is the first step. It's gonna get harder. No, it actually just that was the worst of it, and that was I read the second one is the second one too. I don't remember much of it, but it was pretty bad actually. Like trigger warning wise or whatever. Like kidnapping, SA, sex trafficking, all of that. Not by the main character, but that was a lot. That was a lot, and I was like, oh, this is not where I thought it was gonna go, but okay. And it was like mafia stuff. Um, but I will say it was a pretty good book. Now I didn't read the other books that like went along with those. Like Satan's Affair. I know that was about some girl that like she was a serial killer in the circus or some shit. I didn't read that. I was going to, never did. What was the other ones that she had wrote? She wrote one. I don't even freaking remember. They were written by H.D. Carlton. I like the way that they're written and everything. I like the book concept and the plot. The plot amazing. The main characters, eh. I don't like them. I don't like they don't have any personality and like interest or anything. It's whatever. But the plot was good because it was a murder mystery. Had that. And then the second book it was we're trying to fix a problem. So this character needs to do this and that and the other to fix that problem. So I think it was like I like the plot, but the characters suck and like they need help. And a lot of times it these smut books just simply have too much smut. Like they have too much sex. Like I don't. Why are we trying to get down each other's pants every single chance we get? Mind you, okay, I won't even say every chance, but when you shouldn't have a chance, when you shouldn't, that wasn't a chance. You almost got caught. You know what I mean? Like no, I don't like. Sometimes I will skip when they have too much sex. Like I'm like I don't want to hear y'all having sex again. And on top of that, the way it's written, y'all do the same thing. Like your eyes did this, and you'll like she breathed. Her breath was heavy. Like nah, dip. They're fucking. Why? Now, why do we have to talk about her breathing 40 different times in one page? Kill me. Like yeah. And another book that a lot of people don't even think about, but The Phantom of the Opera was a dark romance. Like I remember reading that book in like freaking elementary school or like, well, okay, I was like sixth grade, so almost middle school. But I read that book and I was like, oh, it's so good. And then I remember like reading some of it and I was like, wait a minute, he's a stalker. this is not a cool guy. You know what I mean? Like he's a weirdo, kinda. But at the same time, it was kind of romantic and shit. Like it was pretty nice. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It really just depends. Oh, and don't even get me started. You know what I mean? Don't even get me started on 50 Shades of Grey. It's like 50 Shades of bullshit to me. 50 Shades of Grey literally pissed me off so bad. I never read them, but I watched all of the movies when I was freshly 18 and I hated it. I was like, "Oh my god, you know what I mean?" Cuz that was all pure manipulation. Like the first movie, I keep thinking back about the time that she was like she wrote him the email and was like, "Oh, I see what this is about. I see that you're a little kinky shit. I don't like it. So I'm just going to say no." Right? Shows up at her house and was like, "You know what? Oh, you're going to say no to me? You're gonna say no?" She was like, "Yeah, I don't want to do it." And then starts giving her dom instructions. She told you no, and it's even on paper because it's in an email. What do you mean? What do you mean? She said no. Why? Like that's the most confusing part to me is because they write the women saying no, being grossed out and everything, and then saying yes as soon as the man appears out of nowhere. He's like, "Oh, I'm just so weak when he's around." Ew. Get some dignity. Get some self respect because you don't have any. But 50 Shades, it just rubbed me the wrong way in so many different freaking ways. Like I did not even enjoy the freaking movie for real. And especially like closer to the end, he wanted to spank her or whatever, and she was like, "All right, well, let me see what the pain aspects of these kinks are." Right? I think he like spanks her like I don't know, like 4 or 5 times, and then she safe words, gets pissed as fuck as him, like gets really freaking mad at him and storms out. Right? And she's like, "I don't get it. Why do you want to hurt me? Why do you want to hurt me?" And he's like, "I'm a sadist. That's what you signed up for." No, no, that's not. No, what? Like sadist actually gives a fuck, and you don't. You don't give a fuck about her. You don't. Like I. And the thing is that there's like 5 more movies or some shit. Like there's a lot of movies after that, and I can't remember which movie it is, but one of the movies she gets pregnant and he gets pissed as fuck, like throws shit, like fully pissed off with her. And she's like, I'm sorry, I like missed the day, you know, taking my birth control or some shit. And he's like, I don't want a baby. You know, and I'm just like, bro, like, how do you think she feels? She's the one pregnant, unplanned, didn't mean to. And you're acting like this? You're her husband. You got married, did you not? But also, why did y'all get married? You're such in a toxic relationship, and neither one of you have any personality whatsoever. Like, no personality. I don't even know what this even is about at this point. Either way, this was a very long episode, and tell me your favorite dark romance books or your opinions on this, and let me know in the comments like if I should make another video about other books or tell you about my dark romance book concepts that I want to write, because I've been thinking about it for like 3 years and I haven't wrote it yet. I keep rewriting the first chapter 75 fucking times. Like, I have such a good concept, I just can't figure out how I want to word it. So yeah, but I really do want to write that book. I really want to learn from all the icks and the things that I don't want in my book to really push like the better stuff, you know what I mean? So please comment down below. Please tell me, like, what's your icks? What's your favorite parts about dark romance? Do you read dark romance? Do you think it's like, you know, shouldn't even be a fucking thing in the first place? Or whatever. But also, people can do whatever the fuck they want as long as, you know, everybody's cool, consenting, and having fun. So yeah, stay safe, stay sane, and have a good day. Bye.